Hi everyone, I've been on YouTube for almost a year now, and today I just want to have a conversation with you guys about my journey, where I'm at now, and I want to have an authentic conversation about how I am feeling and everything that I've been experiencing on YouTube since I started YouTube in February. It's Wangechi here, and this is Adventure Series with Wangechi. Welcome to another episode, and let's just get right into it. So in the beginning of the year of this 2025, in February, I decided to start YouTube, and I posted my first video, and so far I've done over 50 videos, right? And quite frankly, everything that I was expecting to happen on YouTube, genuinely it didn't go as I expected, and I have made several mistakes. I have grown, and I'm in a phase where I am comfortable with where I am, not comfortable in terms of like I don't want to grow, comfortable in my skin, in who I am as an individual, and the fact that I've made so many mistakes, and that what I thought that I would be getting on YouTube, like for example being monetized, or even having like many subscribers, or even having like thousands and thousands and thousands of views, I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm not giving up, right? So why I started, let's just talk about why I started YouTube. So my journey on YouTube, yes, I posted my first video in February of 2025, and we are in December now, almost ending the year. And my journey on YouTube, or wanting to be on YouTube, started years ago, because I had my first camera in 2021, which was a GoPro, and I just did not know what I wanted to do on YouTube. So the whole idea of me on YouTube, I had always really wanted to be on YouTube, but I didn't know what I wanted to do on YouTube. Number one, I didn't want to do like the lifestyle content of me showing my living space or my day-to-day activities. That wasn't going to work for me. And so from 2021 until this year 2025, I had to think about the things that I genuinely wanted to do, and I finally found a niche that I wanted to be in, and especially the fact that I travel a lot and I like traveling. So it just blended, and it just stuck with me, and I was happy about it because I knew I wanted to be in that, and I knew that I didn't want to show my day-to-day activities, right? So I found a niche, and I decided that I was going to stick with it, right? But then when I started posting, you know, just like every small YouTuber, we all go on YouTube and try to search for or look for advice, or about, you know, from like big YouTubers, or like people who have many views, many subscribers. And I fell into that trap at the beginning of the year when I was starting YouTube, and I would go and be like, okay, why am I not having views, why this? And you know, I would listen to advices like, oh yeah, you know, you should do this and this, and you're going to get 1,000 subscribers instantly and all that. And I tried all that stuff, which led me into like traps of backward trapping, you know, like my YouTube wasn't growing, it was just going backwards, because it got to a certain point and I realized there was no need for me to actually follow that advice. I got to a point and I was like, okay, I'm actually hurting my YouTube channel, I'm not making it grow. Because one of the things that I did is I started doing ads with YouTube or Meta or this, you know, all that kind of stuff at the beginning. And yes, I got the views that I wanted or expected, not as many, but some were, you know, good. But then what I was doing with that, I would run ads not in the right way, you know. I would run ads just in a general way, and so the viewers who would come on my YouTube channel are not people who kind of like bots or something like that, you know. So that ended up hurting my YouTube channel, and once I realized that, I started now undoing that and not doing ads at all. So I stopped doing ads completely, and then also I started getting overstressed about the views. So I started chasing views, you know, chasing the numbers and all that, and that became so stressful, where it would be like every single time, literally, I'd go on YouTube to see how many people have viewed my channel, how many people have commented, and so that became so stressful. And I got to a point where I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to let my channel grow slowly without looking at the numbers or any numbers, be it the subscribers or be it the views or the comments. So I stopped that, and these are just the mistakes that I made, you know, doing the ads, chasing the views, you know, comparing myself with so and so, you know, looking at what that person is doing and what am I doing wrong. Honestly, these things really hurt me at the beginning of the year, and I just was like fed up with it. What I knew for a fact is that I wasn't going to give up on my YouTube channel, right? I wasn't going to give up on my YouTube channel, but I needed to change my perspective. I needed to change how I thought, what I think, and how I did my things, which was another thing I actually did was when I started doing videos, I was so clueless because I wasn't even focusing on thumbnails, you know. I wouldn't even go somewhere and take a nice picture and be like, okay, this picture, I'm going to take it for my thumbnails. Like, I didn't consider these things, so I didn't have like a plan, you know. And so I realized that I actually need a plan. I need to be planning myself. I need to be planning in terms of like, you know, as much as I wanted to be authentic in terms of like what I'm doing, I still needed to have a plan, a guidance, you know, because I would go and then I would forget. So I realized that I needed to have good thumbnails and stuff, and this is also something that I'm working on, you know, getting good pictures for my thumbnails, getting good description, thinking about those things, thinking about what goes into the videos, you know. So I never would have a plan. So now which literally almost the end of the year is when I started doing planning and thinking about those things. And once I realized the mistakes that I was doing, and I started thinking about what to do next. What do I do to improve my channel? What do I do so that I am not under so much pressure? And me talking to you about these things and the mistakes and what I'm improving and all these things, it's not that I am now such a big YouTuber and I have gotten it figured out and all these things. Because if you go on my channel, you realize that it's not that it's a big channel or like I have like thousands and thousands and thousands of views, or like I'm the best person to give you advice. Not at all. I am still learning. I am still hopeful that, you know, my channel is going to grow, because you have to have hope. You know, as human beings, you have to have something that drives you, and for me, hope and faith drives me. You know, I have to have hope that my YouTube channel is going to grow, right? As even if it's slowly, I think slow is better than nothing. And also giving up for me is not an option, because failure for me is not an option. And even if, like, for example, I fail in doing one thing, I know that I'm going to work towards improving different things, improving myself and what I put out. And so I started making adjustments on the things I was doing. One of the other things that I actually wasn't doing, I wasn't considering shorts. So I started doing shorts. And even if now I haven't got to a point where I'm uploading shorts, like many shorts, you know, I have tried to like upload 1 or 2, 3 shorts and make them look better than they were before, and just consider that, and also be consistent with the things that I really am passionate about, which is camping, traveling. This is literally what my channel is about. Yeah, yes, it's an adventure channel, and that's why you see me doing different things, like going for the concerts, you know. For example, like we went to Bien's concert, the Millennial concert, the latest a few days ago was the Soul Fest. So I'm still going to do these things, but I'm still going to remain true to myself, which is camping and adventure and these things. So and also I have never failed a single Monday to upload a video. So I decided that, you know what, no matter what the last views were, I'm still going to continue posting. So consistency, that is also something that I've seen that have helped me a little bit in growing my channel, and that I'm going to continue doing, is to be consistent on YouTube. I do not care what any other YouTuber think or says. For me, I want to be true to myself, in which is to be consistent in my craft, improving my craft, and being consistent, showing up even if I feel like no one is watching. I'm still going to show up. You know, another thing, being on YouTube and feeling like you're failing is when you feel like no one is watching. For me, I was struggling with the fact that I was feeling like no one is watching my channel, right? And I just got to a place, you know, I have to be okay with failure. I have to be okay with the times that I feel like my videos are not doing well. I have to be okay with it, and then I have to improve the next video. So for me, I decided that I was going to be consistent even with the times where I feel like no one is watching really. So that was one thing. Also, another thing is I got to a place where I'm okay with shame, you know, like I'm not ashamed of where I am now, you know. When you're filming and you bump into someone and they ask you, oh, what are you doing, and you say you're filming, and even friends, you know, they are asking what are you doing, and you're like, oh, you know, I'm staying consistent on YouTube, but you're not monetized, you know, they're not seeing like your channel is growing, you know. Or you give someone your YouTube channel and they are like, oh, okay, you know, you have 50 views, you have 40 views, you know, like it's not that of a big of a channel. It feels kind of sometimes, you know, you feel like you're a failure, or you feel like you know, there's nothing too sure of it. So for me, I've gotten to a place where I'm okay with that, because I know what I want, you know, like the bigger picture is growing my channel. You know, people might not see what your idea is, or your end game, or your vision, and it's not for people to understand. It's for you to be true to it, to be true to your vision, and to be consistent with it. Even when you feel like no one is watching, you have to continue. And I've gotten to a place where I am okay with that, and I'm going to continue and showing up for myself and being okay. And so 2025, honestly, I've had so many challenges and feeling like I'm not good enough, and what am I going to do next. But right in the middle of the year, I got to a place where I was just okay with not having to explain myself to people about what I'm doing. And even if I would come to my channel and I would think like, okay, my videos have 54 views or 30 views or 100 views, you know, I'd be like, you know what, today that video did not work, but it's going to work someday, or next I'm going to do a video and hopefully that's going to work. Because that's what you have to do. You have to be okay with those things. And also, I've had to be okay with also looking for help in terms of like, you know, how do I write my scripts, or if I have to write a script in terms of like the description, what do I do? You know, we have in this day and age, we have so many things that you can do. You can have someone help you to come up with a description, or you can use AI, or you can write your own description and then put it in through AI and try to figure out if it works or not. So before, I was so anti-AI, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to use this. But I've gotten to a place where if I want a description to work, if I want to express myself, because all my videos, I just do them randomly, like the way, you know, just being authentic, you know. But when it comes to my description, I want it to be something that when someone reads it, they kind of get the message, because I might not be able to express myself very well when I'm writing something, because I don't think I'm the best writer, right? But I can get help, and I have had to be okay with that stuff, you know. So you have to be okay with getting help. When you need help, ask for help, you know, and improve your videos, get ideas, do all that kind of stuff. I've had to be okay with those things. And so I'm not really ashamed of where I am at. It's quite the opposite. I'm in a place where I am proud of myself, proud of actually taking the first step of putting my videos out, making almost over 50 videos, going out there and not giving up on myself, because this is where I am at genuinely. Like, I want to continue, I'm not gonna give up on YouTube. I'm going to continue doing so, but also you have to literally have a backup plan. If it's not working, what are you going to do next? You know what I mean? So for me, until the day where I feel like it's not working, that's the day I will probably maybe take a step back. But until then, I'm not going to give up on YouTube. Really, I'm going to continue showing up for myself, showing up for my craft, continue traveling, because it's something that gives me joy. As much as I record these videos and put them out, just me traveling with my partner, it kind of gives me joy, creating memories together and just living life. It's just that we live life together, but we also put out some videos for you guys to be able to watch and bring you with us through the journey, through camping and all that stuff. And moving forward, I'm going to still continue doing camping, adventure, and I have really big plans for 2026, but those plans I have to leave them to God. And I'm just going to just slowly progress with what I want to do, and continue working extra hard, continue improving on my videos, continue being authentic, being myself. Also, I realized that I wasn't speaking way too much on my videos because I kind of felt like I didn't have much to say, but over time I've realized that it's okay for me to, even if I'm going to blabber in the video, it's fine. Even if I'm not going to say crazy things, it's still okay for me to do so. And so I am so grateful to everyone who have been with me throughout the journey. I'm grateful to everyone who's watched. I'm grateful to everyone who has subscribed. I'm grateful to everyone who's been commenting, advising me, following me, those people who have followed me on Instagram _Wangechi 7 adventure, those people who are still wanting to continue with me through this journey. I'm very grateful to you, and I can only tell you that 2026, with God's blessings, God's guidance, that we're going to continue. I'm going to continue on this YouTube channel, this YouTube journey. I'm not giving up, and that's the most important thing, that I want to continue showing up. So thank you so much for being here with me, and this is all that I wanted to tell you guys, my journey and how I feel and all the mistakes that I've made. I wanted to just make a short video of just ending 2025 with just talking about what I feel in general. Thank you so much for watching. Please tune in to my next video, and let's continue with this small family and give up and don't give up in your dream. And thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next adventure.